Hello everyone, the Alphaless here. I think the lighting looks a little better, just made it a little brighter. But welcome back to my channel, and the question I'm asking today is, why are you doing this? This is something you can ask about pretty much anything you're doing in life. Why are you doing this? You know, you're trying to be friends with someone. Why? If you're trying to pursue someone for some kind of relationship. Why? If you're trying to get into online business. Why? If you want to get in the gym and get your body right. Why? Sorry about the background noise. But this is something I've been asking myself. And this is something I think if we all asked ourselves could really help us. I've been learning about this, just about the mindset of an entrepreneur. Like, I know many things. I have knowledge about different things that I could talk about for hours just because I've been the kind of person that is interested in learning things and interested in learning things from other people. So I was a little bit different than most people my age, right? Specifically in the context of being an entrepreneur or someone that makes like an online business, I looked at Alex Hormozy and another man named Dan Koe, Dan space Kle. He has a few million subscribers as well, and I believe they both given like this knowledge that unless you have a why, you're not really going to be consistent. Unless you like have a vision and a reason as to why you're doing what you're doing, you're not really going to like stay with whatever you're trying to do, you know. And I've been asking this to myself when I've been trying to do a little bit of work here and there for online business, mainly learning, building like a little, I guess, prototype model of what my script would be for my online business and things like that, like jotting down ideas, thoughts, brainstorming, spending a lot of time thinking. But in terms of an actual online business, I'm not really making a whole lot of progress. The most progress that I'm making is in slowly changing my mindset over time and slowly building an online audience, right? Because before I even put out some kind of product, you'd have to have an audience that saw you as a credible source of information before you could sell your value, right? I've been asking myself, well, why have I been trying to get into this? And the main reason is to get out of my present circumstance, if I'm gonna be honest, right? Let me check. I'm 23, so being my age, not having like any money to really do anything, really. Not that I haven't had any money at all, but like the most I've ever had in my bank account is probably $1,000 to $2,000 over the past year. You see what I'm saying? So that's like the reason why I'm doing it now, to like get out of my present circumstance. But I'm gonna read the title that I've been reading today. The title of an online book I've been reading today. It's by Dan Koe. He's on Substack. Dan Koe, Dan space Koe. He's there's an app called Substack, Substack. And he made a free online book. You can find it. I think his name on there is just the Dan Koe. And I think it has like future proof as like the banner or something. But It's called Purpose and Profit, a guide to discovering your life's work. I'm about 1/3 through it. I've been reading it here and there. The past hour or two, I just gave myself to reading it. And he made a very, very clear and obvious point. Many times we think like making money is bad, for example, but like our life revolves around money. The food we eat, the bed we sleep on, the air conditioning, the roof over our heads, where we go, transportation, everything around us is by money. So if you think that money is evil, you're just going to think that the world around you is oppressive because everything pretty much needs money in order to be able to use this or eat this or whatever it is. A lot of it involves money. That's the unfortunate truth. It is what it is, you know. You can hate the players, you can hate the game. But he basically said, like, there's people that have this understanding and then they're stagnant in their life because this belief that money is only evil, it's kind of holding them back. And I have my own views, right, about these things, but I'm just taking the logic from what he's saying. You don't have to necessarily agree with everything, but you can take the logic and you can think and reflect about the things that other people say, right? If someone says something that offends you or that you disagree with, you can slander them and hate them and try to cancel them and say they're a bad person and make up a whole bunch of things to, you know, try to mischaracterize the person or demonize the person so that you don't have to listen to what they say. And doing that is a means to justify not listening to what they have to say. You can do that, or you can acknowledge, well, this person said this thing that I don't like, but I want to understand why he said it. You can understand the logic behind the person even if you don't agree with the person. So, just a little nugget I wanted to drop in there. But he basically like put it into the perspective of self-development. Why may someone try really hard to make money? It may be for a status and acknowledgement, right? To be perceived as valuable, to be respected, and to be able to get the things that you want to get out of life. That's the initial reason. After you once you maybe hit that threshold or you pass that level, then it becomes more about learning the game of making money. It's kind of like a game. It's a skill that you learn that adds value to you and something you can invest time and energy and money into learning about. And then in a result, you'll have the knowledge that it takes to be able to make more money as a result of that, right? And once you understand the skill of it, and you understand like business and say like employees and things like that, and working together with other people to build like an online project, once you have the mindset where you understand that deep enough, then you'll be able to see like the impact you can have on the world, and then you'll have purpose out of it. But you got to go through that first tier to get to the second tier, and that makes a lot of sense. Like I want to get out of my present circumstance. That's the main thing I need to be focusing on. I have not been having that in my mind. I've been wanting to do I've been trying to skip to like level 3 and level 4 when I'm not even past level 1, you know? Or like, why may someone get in the gym? Like, why have I wanted to get in the gym? Get back in the gym for maybe a few months now. And, for a lot of guys, female attraction is like the main thing. And I acknowledge, that is a benefit. That's a bonus, certainly. But it's more so like a byproduct. It's a result of putting time and effort into your body to be perceived as valuable and someone worthy of respect, someone who is disciplined, someone who has his priorities in order. When you take time to build your body and build disciplined mind that enables you to put so much time and energy into your body, The result of that is over time, people will see you as someone worthy of respect, someone who is consistent, someone who is, I said disciplined before, but disciplined, someone who's focused, someone that has their goals and priorities in order. That's really the reason why a lot of people go to the gym. When you think about that, because for the longest time, I didn't really care about having big muscles. Like me personally, I I, I liked people more like kind of like Bruce Lee, but even though he's, you know, yeah, I was just thinking about Bruce Lee, but he did pass a good while ago. May he rest in peace. But he was really cut. But I personally cared more about like performance. Right? I didn't care about like getting all the attention and having, not that I wouldn't have liked it if I had it, but it wasn't like a primary focus in my life. I cared more about performance. I cared about like if I could run really fast or run for a long period of time or jump high or be athletic. And I liked strength as well. Having physical strength is important as well. And big muscles, it doesn't exactly equate to strength, but it's like it correlates to strength, you could say. Like bigger muscles, it means that someone's strong, but it also shows the potential for that strength. Like I have kind of smaller arms. That means that if I trained and trained and trained and my muscles didn't grow, I would have like a cap for my potential of how strong I could get. I know a little bit about these things. I know there's a thing called hypertrophy. There's people that train for strength, and there's people that train for muscular endurance. Maybe people that push lower weight or do easier things, but for higher amounts of reps. That's something I would imagine Bruce Lee doing, who trains the muscle to have a high endurance, to where you can not only use the muscle and have strength, but you can use the muscle for long periods of time. Strength would be like the 1 to 4 rep max range, where you're lifting only as much weight as you can maybe push it or pull it or lift it 1 to 4 times. Muscular endurance would be like more like anywhere from, I believe, 12 reps or more, something like that. There is a sweet spot called hypertrophy, which is where you're training the muscle for strength, but you're also it's like a sweet in between. I can't explain it perfectly right now, but it's like a sweet in between, and that's, from my understanding, the way you want to train the most if you're wanting muscle size, like if you're wanting the muscle to actually grow. Now, I'm not really a credible source of information because, you can see me, I have a little bit of muscle tone definition, but I'm not really that big of a person. I haven't trained for years consistently in the gym, right? I've just learned this through listening to people that know what they're talking about. But why do people train to get bigger muscles? For that reason, to be respected, to be perceived as someone who's disciplined, someone, you get what I'm saying. I could repeat myself, but you understand what I'm saying. Only the past year have I actually cared more about like having large muscles. Like I've seen guys that are really big and really jacked, and I'm like, wow, I actually do want to be like that eventually. Like I actually do want that. And it's possible that it was due to like an increase in testosterone or something like that. But yeah, that's why people go to the gym. Why do people? I mean, I would ask, why do men try to chase women or try to like get girls? A lot of it's for their own ego validation, because they want to be perceived as valued and liked and stuff like that. Some people want like the intimacy of it. Some people just want to have like loads of sex. Some people it's kind of like somewhere in between all of those. But it's good to understand why you do the things that you do. And I'm having more of a clear understanding of why I really want to get into this. Why I really want to be an entrepreneur and an educational content creator. For survival, than to add value to the world and to solve my life's problems, help the people around me, you know, be valuable to the world if I haven't said that enough, if I haven't said that already, and then to be perceived as valuable for status and recognition. All men probably want that, even if some of us try to act like we don't. So that's why I'm doing this. If you want to get on self-development, or you are making progress, or if you just want to talk to me, why do you do the things that you do? Why are you trying to get into self-development? Why are you considering it? You know, I could even ask why do you watch my content? You know? But it's a really good thing to ask yourself, and it's a really good thing to think about. Because if you know why you're doing something, it helps you to be more naturally motivated into doing it. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. This is Theophilus, and thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.